Hello, you're welcome back, our cherished audience. This is CD Matters. We are still, trying to put ourselves in your shoes, especially in these times. Actually, money matters have become an issue. We are proud to say that we are being sponsored, fully sponsored, by Royal Basin Resort, located in Kumasi. A very serene environment for rest, a very serene environment to actually relax, a very serene environment to just cool off from the pressures of the day. They have fine rooms that you can actually come and rest. They have a breakfast, lunch, supper, everything available that will make your stay one of the best. So anytime you visit Kumasi, kindly pass through Royal Basin Resort, and I promise you wouldn't regret passing through. Also, as part of our sponsors is Sankey's Restaurant. Sankey's Restaurant is located at KNUST Jubilee Mall, just the first floor of the Jubilee Mall. Pay them a visit. You're going to enjoy sumptuous meals. The serene environment there alone is so welcoming, and I trust that at the end of the day, you would come and thank me for directing you to Sankey's Restaurant. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Charlie, in common, I had there. Yeah, so because lots of things are falling out.
Yeah.
So before we went on break, I think we were looking at the impact of the economy and the harshness on individuals and family. Doc, assuming I'm an individual, my salary 1,000 Ghana cedis. Me sure I can only afford a single room. But if you look at Maslow, the management, guru, and his assessment of needs in his hierarchy of needs, as an individual, you are supposed to seek progress. You're supposed to seek progress from one stage of progress to the other, till you realize your self-actualization. So if I'm there and I don't want to actually experience stress, looking at the way things are going, your 1,000 Ghana, Charlie, the moment you take 20 Ghana from it, not BBS. Look, as an individual, I'm staying alone. Do I stick to that single room and not, look at other ways of progressing? Or what do I do? Because I know this is something that people are, being bothered with.
Well, thank you for the question, Daniel.
Right.
So I think as an individual, before you can progress, you need to move out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
So moving out of your comfort zone means doing something more than you are doing currently.
Okay.
So Abraham Maslow was a psychologist who propounded this theory in 1943.
Right.
And what psychologists typically do is they try to study human behavior.
Okay.
And then try to help them with respect to their mental health, probably achieve levels that they were capable of achieving.
Okay.
So he grouped it into
your full potential at the end of the day.
Yeah. What psychologists try to make sure you are getting to your full potential.
Right.
So he formed a hierarchy, which starts from the bottom and gets to the top.
Right.
So it's grouped into the basic physiological needs. Mm-hmm. Then you move to the security needs.
What about teacher?
You move to the security needs. Then you move to the sense of belonging.
Right.
Then you move to the self-esteem and the self-actualization. And when you think about the pyramid, it has a base and an apex.
Okay.
And before you can actually establish a pyramid, you need a solid base before you get to the apex.
Right. Solid foundation.
Exactly.
That you build on.
Exactly. So here is the case where you have 1,000 cedis and then you have a one room for which you are comfortable with.
Right.
As part of basic needs, you'd probably need a shelter.
Right.
You'd want to ask yourself, the shelter that you are currently, is it comfortable?
Okay.
If it's raining, is the rain going to beat you?
Okay.
If you have to get to your place of work, is it really close to your place of work where you have to get to?
Okay.
There are certain questions that you are going to ask yourself to ascertain whether where you are staying is appropriate or not.
Okay.
That means you are going to have to move out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
That's where Maslow's hierarchy of needs begins to play.
Okay.
Right. So you realize that you are going to need other things in addition to what you are feeling now.
Okay.
So let's say I'm a man. So it's going to get to a time where I'm going to need a partner. So is this partner really going to be content with where I'm staying?
Right.
Would I really have to upgrade?
Right.
That is where I begin to advance according to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Right.
And then to trace it back, you realize that all this has a backbone to the economic setting.
Right.
Because
everything is about the cash.
Right. Before you can really make any significant progress with respect to your life, with respect to attaining your sense of purpose, you need money. Right. So in this case where we are experiencing turbulent times, we have to ask ourselves, is the money we have adequate to be able to achieve
the next level of
Would we be able to achieve get to the point where we get actualized, that we're able to get to our sense of fulfillment, or we are probably going to stay at the basic level, for which we tend to be content with the area we find ourselves.
Jeff, one bedroom, and I said one room. Your friends are getting into 2 bedrooms, chamber and hall. What do you do in these times?
Okay, so
do I just stay there? I mean, peer pressure, and I stay there.
Okay, so if you read The Psychology of Money, one thing that I pick from that book is that spending money to please others or to show others how much money you have is the easiest and fastest way to have less. Spending money to please or show others how much money you have is the easiest or the fastest way of having less. So,
you know, Charlie, program no way, I person in a big. Then everybody sees that Charlie you did. But with this,
so with the example you gave us, you are being paid 1,000 Ghana cedis. How do you want to organize a wedding that someone who is being paid 5,000 or more is organizing?
So she cut your coat according to your coat.
Exactly. So you see, one thing that we don't understand is that when it comes to marriage, you have to understand it that it is not what the society wants you to do that makes it marriage.
Okay.
If the two families agree that okay, Jeff is ready to marry so and so daughter, and the family agree that okay, this is what you want to take from Jeff, and I give that to the family, I'm done.
Okay.
What I'm doing is just to show the society that oh, I have married. That's it.
Okay.
So if at the end of the day you come and I sell you with Sobolo, that is what I can afford.
Right.
But if I want to and I
think that's one thing we tend to forget. We're always seeking to please people. And I think it's leading us to the topic of stress.
Yes.
How we more or less, bring stress on us. Already the system be stressed out already.
Yeah.
Richmond, how, from where you sit, how do we unnecessarily, yes, we know the stress that comes from, the turbulence in the system. What are some of the other things that we do that bring stress on ourselves?
Okay, thank you for the question. Like Jeff said.
Hey, Jeff, your power pants. I said, very necessary. I said, no, a hot stress, no panic.
I
know, right?
Moving out of your comfort zone, it depends, or it is dependent on you, the individual. Okay. You don't live our lives to please others. Cool. Nonetheless, it depends on your motivation. Right. Like the single room analogy. Yeah. You can be in a single room, you can challenge yourself. Okay, let me go to or move from the single room to, let's say, chamber and hall. Right. Fine. So you only have a bed, your bed. Right. So when you enter your room, so my room is empty. You'll be challenged to at least, okay, let me plan my life, my finances. Okay, now I have bed. So let's say this month, let me target a furniture. Okay. Right. So you save towards the furniture. So let's say the next month or next 2 months, before you realize you bought the furniture. Okay, now my next move, let me try telly. Okay. So the next month, you save towards the telly. When you get the money in full, you buy the telly. So the moment you realize you've bought all the basic necessities.
So from what you are saying, yes, the amount that may be coming might not be sufficient enough. Yes. However, you shouldn't rest within your comfort zone. You should still push to actually see some progress. Is that the case?
It depends on your motivation, your financial goals. You need to set some goals for yourself. Okay.
All right. So that, yes, the system inside hard. But that does not mean you shouldn't move. I remember our former president, Flight Lieutenant Jerry Rawlings, of blessed memory. He said, I'm man 12 now. You get it. So whether it rains or shine, as a man, you for move. So that, yes, the stress might be there, but you still need to move. Is that the case?
And the income that we earn is really key. Okay. But most times, it's not really about the income that you earn, what is left
What is left? I think we saw that in your previous episode.
You can earn as much as 10,000, 20,000.
So it's about how you manage what comes in.
Yes, if your expenses is more than your income, definitely you go bankrupt.
So in as much as your salary is not changing, you shouldn't just throw your hands in the air in despair. Yeah. You should sit down and strategize.
I think one thing we also have to emphasize is societal pressure as a significant cause of stress.
So already you are taking us into the topic of stress. Yes. Let's delve.
It's important that we highlight societal pressure as a significant cause of stress.
Right. Look, hold that thought with the societal pressure. What is stress in the first place?
Well, I think stress is something that is normal. Right?
It's normal?
Yes, it's normal. Sorry to disappoint people. When people say, I'm stressed, they think it's something that is pathological.
No, because it gets people to misbehave and all that.
Well, stress is something that is
to the extent of having, some detrimental effect on the individual's health. Is that possible?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Research has found out that 95% of diseases are caused by stress.
95?
Yes, 95% of diseases are caused by stress. When you think about it, you realize that stress is not something that you can do away with. Because definitely as a human being, you do have to progress.
Even baby crime is a young one.
Definitely, a baby is even going to crawl. They are not going to stay at the same place until they grow up. They definitely have to crawl before they stand, before they walk.
Okay.
So you realize that as human beings, we definitely want a form of progress.
Right.
You are going to have to stress yourself before you get the progress that you want.
Okay.
I'm a man who has a chamber in the hall who is earning 1,000 cedis.
Right.
My rent is 200 cedis, and then I'm content with what I have now.
Right.
So it's going to get to a time where you'd realize that you started school with certain groups of people.
Right.
Right, you meet during weddings, you meet during gatherings, and then
people are how they move.
Yes, people are pulling up in their Range Rovers, RAV4. And then here's the case where you don't even have a car. Right, you just took a trust key.
This is a typical, Ghanaian youth situation.
You took a trust key, and then you wore white just to grace the occasion. And then you got there in your dirty clothes, and someone pulls up in a RAV4, starts showering money as the
your own mate that you sat in the same classroom.
You understand? And you probably were better than him in school, right? So that's where societal pressure comes in.
Okay.
There's always a psychological feel. When you go, you are going to begin to think that are you really comfortable in the comfort zone that you find yourself?
Okay.
Or there's the need for you to progress.
Push. Okay.
That's where Maslow's theory actually comes in play. Right. So you realize that at every point in time, you realize that there's the need for you to progress from one stage or another. So it is important that you stress yourself before you can get to where you are now.
Okay.
Even if you sit in classroom, you trying to study to get something into your head.
You
have to stress yourself out. Right? Even you deciding to become a distinction student, you have to go the extra mile.
True.
That's a stress. So when you think about stress in the setting, it is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
But when it becomes prolonged, that is where it becomes problematic.
Look, we reiterate that one.
Yes.
Prolonged stress.
Yes, prolonged stress happening for a very long time. I would not like to bore us with the whole chemical, hormonal balance that's actually a
Thank you for sparing us that.
Yes, but I mean, that is really what happens. When it is important that you stress yourself before you get to where you have to get to. But you have to learn how to control stress, especially in these turbulent times. Because what is the importance of actually trying to accrue money, trying to save for you to spend it on a health condition at the end?
All right.
So it's important that we delve in these.
All right. So we'll be coming back to the solutions to stress and all that. Richmond, Jeff. So Doc made mention of, realities on the ground. You finish school with the people. Charlie, by the time you realize they are cruising in their RAV4s, Range Rovers and stuff. It's not as if they are doing anything illegal. They are gainfully employed. You're also employed, but maybe not gainfully. You get it. How do you manage such a feeling, such experience? Just as he cited, you've gone to a program, you've seen friends, colleagues. Let's even say you are all married. Maybe you are all background, no wife by, but maybe you are no wife must if you trot. Then no, this is you and your colleague, and as our colleague be want to show a class. You were the one teaching the person. The person pulls around with some high class vehicle. How do you manage such a situation such that it doesn't bring unnecessary stress on you? Yeah. Because I remember you were mentioning you being content However, as an individual, just as you've all made us aware, you need to push yourself. You need to actually, make some progress in life. Guys, what do you think? How do you manage?
The first thing is to focus on yourself. You shouldn't look.
Focus within. Viewers, focus within. Focus on yourself. Be intentional. Let it be you. This whole world you came from your mom's womb alone. Please continue.
Even as the Bible says, there is time for everything. So if you focus on yourself, you know what you are doing within. Nobody knows. It will surprise you. Those you think or you feel they are doing well, probably they came with cars. It will surprise you. They went to rent a car. You may never know.
That is possible.
So many people are living fake lives.
Yeah. That's possible.
Fake lives, especially on social media.
Right.
You see them snapping, hey, I'm at Dubai, I'm here, I'm going to chill.
I think that's a very good angle you brought. Social media impressions.
Fake lives. At the end of the day, they will come back to us. They'll be asking for money. Charlie, won't you loan me this amount? Charlie, make hots, make wild. Yeah. So they want people to see, oh, Charlie, I'm living a flamboyant lifestyle. So that people will, this person is chilling, no? That's it. That person doesn't actually have a plan.
They're just creating a facade.
Yes.
Wrong impression about
Wrong
themselves.
Impression.
Yeah. Right.
But probably you, the individual, you have a plan.
All you know, your savings, everything, investment are on point. Yes. Just that you've not gotten to a stage yet.
Yes.
Right.
There's time for everything. Right. The fact that it doesn't mean, say, once maybe you get employed, you get money and you go and buy a car. Mm-hmm. No. You need to create assets for yourself. A car will be a liability. You never
True.
know.
At a
Even
point, yes.
You use it for economic purpose. A car in the course of
it
finance
devalues over time.
It's not termed as an asset. True. Yes, it's never termed. Asset, when you come to a concept, assets they refer to land, properties.
Right. Because you would derive economic benefits from them.
It really appreciates all the time. But the car, you spend on it. Okay, you buy fuel, you do maintenance.
Maintenance and all that.
Even when there were hikes in petrol or diesel, people park their cars.
Yeah.
Even if they are going to, assuming someone is working at a Juso, the person will park at KNUST, take a public transport to Oba, obviously KNUST, and not off on the car. Because and you see, even these were people who were even receiving fuel allowance. But this is the case, fuel allowance, and so so how much more you don't receive a full allowance. It will definitely eat into your savings.
Okay.
So you need to be focused on yourself.
It will definitely eat
effectively.
Into your savings. Right.
And when the time comes, you boom.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll be coming to the two of you. Viewers, Richmond is saying we should focus on ourselves. If you want to actually try and battle stress, unnecessary stress, we use this point to go for a commercial break. You're still watching City Matters, and it's all about you and how you survive in these turbulent economic times. We'll be right back.